Hey guys, welcome back to Economics and Comics. We have a great guest today, Steve Borock, and I can't wait to talk to him. And you guys are going to learn some stuff, and we'll ask questions at the end. Okay, so let me do a kind of a brief interview with him, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here we go. Hey Steve, welcome back.
Hey, Bill, how are you, man?
You're looking really relaxed, my brother.
Yeah, I feel good. Had a long day of grading, but I'm home and relaxed, hanging out with you. Good
That
trip.
has to be fun though, man. If I could just grade all day, that would be fun.
It becomes a job. Trust me.
Oh, yeah, it is
You
a
know.
job, but and you're the best at it. But I'm just saying, like, there's so many different things I do a day. If I could just pick one, besides
Right.
bagging and boarding, I'm good with everything. One thing. But anyway, if you guys didn't know, this is Steve Borock from CBCS Grading Service. In my mind, he's kind of the guy that started it all. We've had him on a couple times before, and I'd like to just kind of let him talk to you a little bit about himself real quick. Then maybe we can talk about CBCS a little bit, and then I'll post some questions for him and the questions in the chat, because I think this is a real important show, especially during what's been going on in the last week. And it's great to have him on again. It's been a long time, but I'm glad to have you back. Every year, once a year, we get you. So this is a great
Yeah,
time to get you
always
back.
good to be here, man. Always to
I
be
love
here.
having you. And it's the first time I can actually like talk and look at you. It's always been like a voice or something. So
Right on
that's
the
kind of
phone.
nice for me. I can
Sure.
read you now. I can read and tell if you're telling me the truth. No, but
I'm always telling
so
you the truth. You know that.
if you want, I don't want to tell your history. If you want, it'd be great if you could just kind of go just quickly over the history of yourself in regard to grading, and we'll go from there, I guess.
Okay. I've been a collector all my life, reader all my life since I can remember. Um, did my first comic marketplace when I was 12 years old. Became one of the top collectors in the country. Then started our competition, the first grading service, where I was the head grader and did the PR and convinced people that certification is actually legitimate. It took a long time. Then I left our competition. I went to Heritage, where I brought in millions and millions of dollars worth of artwork and comic books for auction, and then started CBCS. And it's taken off like wildfire. We're doing fantastic. We're busy as heck, and that's the really short version.
Okay, so if they didn't get it all, you were the head grader over at CGC.
Yes.
You went and left CGC. You went to Heritage Auctions.
Yeah, I was the Senior Consignment Director there.
Which is amazing. I would have. That's probably an amazing job. I'm sure. Then
yeah, it was fantastic.
you went and you kind of built up CBCS, then a new grading company, competition
Right.
for the old place that you kind of started going, CGC.
Yeah.
So, and there was a need for it in the market. It can't just be one.
Oh,
And
absolutely. Sure.
there's other grading companies out there, and that's fine. But today we're talking about yours. So, now the last time I talked to you, you'd sent me a case to evaluate your new case. And
yeah.
Unfortunately, I was the first one to do the evaluation, but I filmed it on my phone and it took off like wildfire. And then on my phone, I like deleted it on my phone because I thought it was downloaded and it disappeared. Very frustrating because I really put a lot. Yeah, I put a lot into that video. But long story short, your new cases are dope. Your new cases are incredible. They're like seeing right through. It's like they're not in a case. They're that clear.
Yeah.
No Newton rings. And you've got a new, more clean design. There's not those little, it's very flush and stuff like that, but we'll get into that. So now, how long have you been with the head grader? You've got a lot of titles at CBCS. So
yeah, head grader and founder and president.
That's pretty big shoes. Now, if people don't know, Beckett or BGS Beckett came in and they bought CBCS about a year or two ago.
Almost 3 years.
So that really turned things around too. I mean, they're the best in regard to sports cards and stuff like that, and coins and all the other stuff.
They don't do coins. They just do
don't they have an
cards,
offshoot? Don't they have an offshoot of BGS? It's coin. Well, they're the best in regards PSA and BGS, and BGS is always commands more of the price. It's so funny though. Here's the problem, Steve. Excuse me. It's always about who commands the biggest price. Like,
right.
For some people, in everyone's mind, it's like, well, if I have two guards, BGS and PSA, and they're both 10.0s, which one's going to get the more money? BGS, okay?
Right.
So, and PSA is great. You know, they've been around a long time too, but it's there's something about it, right? Now, I hate to bring this up, but of course I have to. In the market, on eBay, I'm not talking about the rest of the world because there's a lot of other markets, okay? But eBay, it seems that I have to have a CGC slab because it sells more. And my argument
that's not true. I mean, if you look at a lot of the eBay sellers, some of our bigger eBay sellers are getting, the same price or better than CGC. Well,
that's the point I was going to make. The only reason it is because you're not selling your other cases for the same price or more. Like,
right?
Why do you undersell yourself? It's the same. Well, I would say it's the same grade, but I don't want to. I think you guys are a more difficult grading company. I did my test where I sent the book. You remember the test video? That was very popular.
Yeah.
I sent it to every company, and you guys hit it the hardest. And it was more in line with what I thought it was. And then the other graders, I couldn't believe it. CGC was the highest grade. It was amazing. I was like, what's going on? So I just think there's a lot of weird information out there. And I guess we'll get back to that. But so what does CBCS offer collectors that are looking into making a move due to the cases CGC have being more loose now? The books are more loose due to the price increases, due to the pre-screen raises at CGC. I have to compare because that's your competition, okay? What can they look forward to? What does CBCS offer?
Well, the first thing we're not going to raise prices during a pandemic.
Okay. Man,
we're not going to take our dealers and cut them out.
Yeah, that's so you went right for it on that one. It's a little bit surprising because you most of what I've known about you, Steve, is what I've always said on my own. Okay, when I'm ranting on different videos by myself, or it's like you guys you're comfortable where you're at because your product is so good. You don't need to attack. You don't need to constantly bombard, all the fun little things to try to get business. You're not an attack.
I mean, why attack and bombard? It's a great hobby. We should all get along together. It's all about the collecting. And yeah, people have arguments and whatever, but I mean, at the end of the day, having two grading services offers you a choice. You didn't have a choice before. I mean, you could have had a choice going to PGX or something like that, but it's just not a real grading service.
Okay, so let's get back to it then. What do you have to offer? What's going on right now? I can say a couple things that I know for sure. Okay, I know that CGC raised their pre-screen from $5 to $8. I know your pre-screen fee is $4. That's half, right?
Right. That's and also, you don't have to pick. You don't have to put in a minimum of books. I think our competition makes you put in 25 or 30 of the same grade. Yeah, but you can pick a different. You can pick a different grade with us. So one book could be 9.8, one you can pick 4.0, one you can pick 7.5, next one 9.8, and there's no maximum or minimum that you have to put in. So you can have 3 books or 7, or 100 books. It doesn't matter.
And if 70% of, remember, if 70% of your stuff passes, the stuff that fails, you don't get charged the $4.
Right, no pre-screen charge.
Okay, that's cool too. So half the price, you can pick individual grades on different books, and it doesn't have to be a minimum of 25 at one grade. Because I remember for me, I'm not going to lie, I use both services, Steve. I use them for different reasons. I send 25 9.8 pre-screen to CGC all the time because they're mostly new books and I've already pre-screened them. I know they're 9.8s, but I figure I might as well say pre-screen 9.8 anyway because they're going to want to. I don't want a 9 for newer books. I don't want a 9.6. I know it sounds ridiculous. But
sure. I mean,
anyway,
the pre-screen, right, with the pre-screen, you pick the grade you would accept, not the grade that you want. Right. So, like you're saying, with modern books, you want 9.8s only, but with other books, you might want a 7.5 or a 4.0.
Yeah, I like that. I did a video called "How to Become a Millionaire Selling Comics." Or so. It was a really silly title, but basically what I did is I sent 10 books to you guys to test my own grading skill. I should have called it something else, and I like Captain America 100 or and all these different books. And I was like, oh, this is a 9.2, and I filmed why I thought it was a 9.2, and this is a 7.0, and I showed how to use your service individually on different things, but it was more of a test on my skill type of thing. So, but I enjoyed that. I could pick whatever I wanted. Now, I'm on a middle tier, I think, with you guys, and I think it's $16 a book. I'm not sure what tier it is, but
yeah, that would be membership.
Yeah, well, it's like $100 or something.
Right, at $16 a book, and for non-members, it's $18.
Yeah. So okay. So if you're don't want to become a member, it's $18. CGC.
Right. I mean, there's free membership, and you can submit directly to us without having to pay to us. Unlike our competition, you have to have an account, a paid-for account to submit.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah, you have to have some sort of membership. Yeah. So you're at 18 with a free membership, and they're at 22 now, I believe. I think they went up to $22
with membership, right?
I think that's
with a paid membership.
Yeah, even the higher
paid membership, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at 18 with free membership, 18 with a paid membership, and 14 for dealers of bulk.
I got to look at that. I got to see if I can qualify for your dealer thing. I'm sending so many. I'm thinking about making the full-on move pretty soon here. Just because it's financially more doable, it's not a huge increase, but everything counts. Every single dollar counts because now all the books have to go up in value. So let's talk more about CBCS. How many graders do you have on staff at CBCS, including yourself?
Right now, 9. And we're hiring.
Okay, so now this is what makes a lot of people uncomfortable is when you say you're hiring, because CGC says we're hiring. We hired 70 people. We're hiring. So
we're not hiring 70 people.
Okay, so if you're hiring a grader, okay, how does it? Do they have to have previous experience? And if not, how long would it take you to train them properly? Or will they be they'd be the first people to look at it, and then you have multiple people looking after, double checking? How does it work?
Well, I mean, if you don't have experience, we don't want you.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. I mean, when you talk grading, you have a lot of experience. And then you have to spend 6 months training. It takes a long time to get, to get right up to our standards. It takes about 6 months. If you want to do it right. I mean, we don't throw bodies at books. You and I had this conversation. You don't want to just throw somebody at books and say, here, grade them, and hope that they get it right. You want to make sure that they're, in line with your grading standards, and that when I say it's 7.5, they're going to say it's 7.5 or an 8 or a 7, and they're very close. But the training is really important, and the knowledge that they bring is really important.
Now, okay, so right now you have 9 graders, and you've had those 9 for quite some time, I believe, or in that area. So you're thinking about hiring a couple more. You're going to be doing some intense training. When you grade a book, is it one person that grades, or do you have like 3 people, then you do the average?
3 people.
3
and
people.
We don't average. I make the final call. But if the other 2 graders are at 7.5, I'm at 7.5, boom, goes out the door. If the other 2 graders are at 7.5, I'm at 8. I might reevaluate where I'm at, and I might give it the 8 anyway. And sometimes I'll even bring a book over to my senior grader, Wes Steffen, and say, hey, the other 2 guys are at 7.5, I'm at 8. What do you think? We really actually care about the grades we put on these books.
So you see every book before it goes out the door?
No. Sorry. I see most books, every vintage book basically before it goes out the door, and a lot of moderns. But we do have other people doing moderns.
So if what you're saying is if there's 2 people that grade the same out of the 3, then you're good to go. You don't have to really look. But if there's some confusion, different grades, then you're the final call with you and your other head grader.
Sometimes I'll use the other head grader. Sometimes I just make the call.
Well, I like the sound of that. I mean, I really do. So now I know grading modern is a lot easier. It's easier for someone to learn, I believe. When you're deciphering between a 9.4 and a 9.8, I think that's something that you can learn rather quickly. But
right.
I think
it's the mid grades and the low grades that are really problems.
Yeah. I've always been well with VF and VF minus, but when we start talking, even
like 6.5, even 6.5 or something like that. It's tough.
Not as bad as like a
tough.
3.5 and 4.0 though. That's where I always get that, like, oh, why is this a 3.5 and not a 4? It's just like it just up and down. So okay, so comparably for you, CGC and you have 9 graders currently. From what I heard about 6 months ago, I was on the phone with them and I asked, and they said they had over 100 graders.
Yeah.
Can you verify that or not?
Nope.
Okay, so that's what they told me on the phone, and I believe it.
If they have 100 graders and they train them, it would take years and years.
Well, I understand. It will take a long time to train, and I'm sure they're hiring more. They're saying they're moving into a facility. I'm just trying to understand why.
I just think that 100 grader number is very, very high.
You think it's high?
Yeah.
When you left a long time ago, how many were there?
Like 15.
Okay, but that was how long ago?
8 years ago?
8 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's going on over there. I just know that there needs to be.
I don't either. I mean, I have nothing to do with their business and don't need to.
So you have the new case. You have lower prices. You have lower pre-screen fee, and if
we have the 2-day modern tier that they don't have.
What is that?
And we have the 2-day modern is you can get your moderns back. It takes 2 days to grade. So people who buy hot books and they want it back right away, they can send it in for 2-day grading, and it costs more than double the price of a regular modern. But right away, they can be the first people on eBay, first people to auction with that stuff. It's worked out really well. We get quite a bit. Today I worked probably half the morning on 2-day moderns.
Now, in regard to turnaround time, so I've noticed a hold up on both ends, both CGC and
every company, cards, coins, every place is swamped right now. It's unbelievable. I mean, we're holding tight at 12 weeks, which is nice. We hear that our competition's at 20, but we're getting swamped every place. Like I said, cards, coins. I think PSA stopped taking submissions, except for 1 day, so $300 or more, and they're saying it's going to take a year to get the stuff that's in-house already back. It's crazy. Collectibles have gone out of
Yeah,
it's just gone through the roof.
the last year collectible market has been ridiculously on fire. It doesn't matter what it is.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
everyone's at home and they're trying to spend their vacation money or what. I don't know what the hell's going on. I gotta be honest. It's great, but things are selling for astronomical prices. Comic books, it's fine. I get that, but because of spec and all the
comic art is going through the roof too.
Like original pages, you mean?
Yeah, original comic art.
No, I should probably try to sell some of mine. I didn't even know that.
Check the Heritage Archives. You won't believe the prices that they're getting. They're really on fire. Heritage and Comic Link are like the two best auction houses right now. They do fantastic.
So what would you say to somebody that is considering moving on or trying out your grading company?
Say, give it a try. You'll be surprised. I think you'll really like it. We have a lot of extra features that our competition doesn't offer. And we care about the hobby and we care about each book.
Yeah, I can't believe when you were saying how you guys are all looking at it. Now, I know they say they do the same thing over there. I constantly imagine like a sweatshop every time I think about how many books.
No, it's nothing like that.
Well, they're not for you guys, but so I was curious to see. There's a lot of people that want to have a lot of questions, and I want to try to get to those. Of course, a lot of people. I'm just gonna hit you with it immediately. A lot of people have been messaging me about the label. Now, this conversation we've had every time we've been on about the label. I think the label's fine, personally, but apparently they want a big white sticker with a grade on it or something. I was trying to think outside the box a little bit overnight. It'd probably be expensive, but you know how BGS does their graded cards and they have that like little plaque thing inside?
Yes.
That would be kind of interesting if you could like put some weird plaque, but it'd probably be way more expensive. So let's get straight to that. Is the label going to change or not? I think it's fine, but people want something. It's like,
you know what? If people want it, if people want it, they should write us and email us. It's cbcscomics.com. And we'll look into it. If the more people that ask for it, the more we're happy to, help.
Okay, so you guys, if you have your ideas, go send it over to them, and they'll take a look. There's some funny comments in here. Okay, so let's see. Let's start to ask some questions. There's a lot of things I'm going to start because he can't see the screen because he's on his phone. So Air Spider says, I don't need a white sticker. I just want them to own CGC. Okay.
Yeah.
Custom labels at CBCS would be legit. I get the whole, they're putting Spider-Man on the label and stuff. I guess that's fun, but it's kind of silly too. And I get the way that you kind of want to like stay professional. Like there's this feeling with you guys that you want to just stay professional. This isn't a kid thing. This is about your book being protected 100%. Like
right. I don't think the label should be the comic book.
The label shouldn't outdo the comic. That makes sense. Yeah.
Not the comic book.
Why no signature events in Canada?
Well, for other reasons, it's customs. We have to pay to go across, the border and everything, and then they hit us with all sorts of fees.
Buddy says LED lighted cases. That's interesting, actually.
That would be funny.
That could be cool if you can figure it out. That seems like an attachment of some sort.
Yeah, are they willing to pay $25 more for a book with LED lighting?
It depends. I think that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I think so too.
So Wet Dream
people want
says,
things until they find out the price.
Yeah. CBCS. This is what Wet Dream says. CBCS labels look faded to him.
Really? Oh, that's interesting. I don't think they look faded at all, but I've never heard that comment. That's really strange. But everybody has their own way of looking at things.
Let me see. I care about accurate grading. Label is fine. Okay. Why is raw grading $23 for shipping? I don't know about that. Tell me. Do you know?
I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't deal with shipping. I don't deal with shipping rates. But I mean, I guarantee you that it's, has to do with insurance and shipping. And,
Okay.
of course, handling.
From what this is what Wet Dream says. From what I understand, you CBCS started the private signings. Why a slowdown on the private signings? Well, I mean, it's Corona.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a pandemic.
Actually, we have a lot of private signings going on. They're all on our signing page on our website. Matt Edwards is our signature program director, and he's put there quite a bit of signature series signings. Just go to cbcscomics.com and go to the signings page, and you can find out what we're doing with signings.
Yeah, I'm sure more will come soon. A lot of artists and writers don't want to do anything right now. Big Will says, why don't you advertise that your slabs don't shake inside?
We try not to do anything negative.
So, look, I'm going to be honest. Since you dropped your new, I don't know if we covered this or not, but since you dropped your new case, right, with the no Newton rings, and it was so clear, I feel there's two things I noticed in CGC's cases since then, and I get a lot. Okay, so they move inside. Sometimes they'll shift all the way diagonal.
Oh wow!
And they're shipping, instead of one box, now you get one box and a small box. And I believe it's because they made their slabs bigger and looser so that it won't create the Newton rings to compete with the non-Newton ring crates that you have. That's the only reason I can understand why the
well, they had to get rid of the Newton rings. I mean, people were complaining too
much. But so now they're just making it more loose in the case. That's my theory.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it, and I feel bad. I mean, like I said, I don't know the ins and outs of CGC. I know CBCS. It's hard for me to.
No speculating.
Yeah, I can't speculate on it at all. I mean, moving around in the holder, that's not great, but that's not me. I don't know. You would know better.
Well, that's my theory. Okay, why no signature events in Canada? I think we talked about it was because of the customs and shipping and economics and comics. How does CBCS deal with comics that smell, like a mildew smell, for example?
We go, ooh, that smells terrible.
I go, ooh, that smells like an old comic. That's what I do. They just slab it and they deal with it. There's nothing you can do about that, guys, unless they do some sort of cleaning or. But I don't know.
Yeah, we don't take off for the smell unless it's disgusting. Yeah.
My LCS in Canada and all submissions to CBCS are on hold.
I don't know why.
That's probably an LCS.
Maybe the COVID, the border problems.
Does CBCS use the plastic to house the book in its case?
I'm sorry.
Does CBCS
we don't use plastic. Well, we do use plastic, but it's PET, which is what's used by Library of Congress, and it's safe. It's archivally safe for your book, and that's what holds the internal well that holds the comic in the plastic. That's PETG, and it's archivally safe. You don't need to have microchamber paper or anything like that.
Yeah. Do you clean and press in-house?
Yes, we do.
Okay. You know what, Steve? I'm willing to bet that you're going to be able to answer this question. This question's asked every time I have an interview, and I have a feeling you're going to know the answer. Are you ready?
All right.
What's the flight velocity of an unladen swallow?
Is that Mighty Python?
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Blue, no red. Wrong answer.
Oh, at least you knew where it was coming from. That I think that you might be the first.
All right.
How about offering encapsulation of 11 by 17 original artwork? That's
People don't want their artwork encapsulated. The slab would be gigantic.
What was that?
And the slab would be gigantic. Think about the size of the slab.
You don't necessarily have to put it. I mean, you see behind me, right? Like that's my originals are behind glass. You know,
right.
I've made little. So it's always fun to like kind of do that. But I think there is a need out there. They're not all 11 by 17, by the way, guys. They're usually bigger, some weird size that doesn't make sense. But I really do think there is a calling for this. I've been hearing a lot of talk about it. I don't think the slab is the ansor, but I think
it's not. I mean, visual art people do not want to carry gigantic slabs around. It's hard enough carrying art as is.
But I think there is a need for some sort of encapsulation, whether it be, you know, you have the cases that you can buy when you're at con to put them in, the plastic little $5 holders.
Yep.
There's got to be an in between. Yeah, top loader. It's got to be in between.
Yeah, well, we'll let the original art market figure that out for themselves.
Steve, you're a comic god. We appreciate what you're doing, brother. Keep up the great work, friend.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm not a comic god. I'm just another hobbyist.
Man, you started it. Come on. So if I send a CGC file copy or pedigree book to CBCS, will CBCS mark the label in a similar way?
Yes.
Okay. Why not use a shield logo shape with white?
Actually, we started with a shield logo in white, and people weren't very happy with it, so we changed it.
How about a white background behind the grade to make it pop more? I think this is where it all comes down. Everybody wants. Oh, Connie's a new member. Connie, a member. I thought you were already a member, Connie. Thank you, Connie. It's like they need the grade to stand out. Like they need that. That's like the one thing they want. If you really look, you guys, if you look at a CGC label and you get a new CBCS label and you put them next to each other, dude, the CGC label looks a little sloppy. Trust me, I know. They get the little square thing and they slap it on there. Sometimes it's not even. It's just a sticker. It's just a whatever. So, but I get it though. They want something to pop. And I guess, again, it goes against what your mission is.
The philosophy, sure. But, I mean, look, if enough people ask for it, we'll give it to them. I mean, we care about the hobby, and we care about the people who use our service.
What if I put it together something I will do? What if I make a petition? Economics and Comics petition for an updated I know it's a pain in the ass. And I get, how many people do I need to get to sign it before you guys will do something?
A few hundred for sure.
Okay, if I get you 1,000 signs on this thing and send it there,
I'll bring a table and we'll make it work.
Okay. Well, I'll print out something so we can get this, and then you can just tell everyone no, and it won't matter. It'll be fun doing it.
Cool.
But this is right back to this point. Edward says the attention should be on the book that's in the slab, not the label. Plain and readable with the necessary information is all needed. And I agree.
That's exactly my philosophy.
I agree. But look, we need to come together here. This is the real truth about it. There's two philosophies. They all want the main philosophies. They want their books slabbed and safe. Okay. But then you have the people that want a little bit of eye appeal and the people that don't care. We have to bring those people together for the benefit, honestly, of your company.
Of the hobby. And the benefit of the hobby. I mean, we want to do what's best for the hobby.
Okay, let's see. Would love a CBCS case for my signed last run-ins. Do you not do magazine size?
Not yet, but actually we just got the prototype in for the magazine side and for the larger Last Ronin books. And hopefully by summer, everything will be.
Steve, he has a backboard signed by McFarlane. Could he get it slabbed?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can get a board slabbed?
Sure. I mean, we do original art labels.
Oh, that's right.
And we have
no grade, though.
and we have that, and right. And same thing with the signature, we do no grade.
Okay. Earthshaker says, I've been with CBCS since the first month of opening. Had over 1,000 books graded by them. They are professional and honest. I know
thank
that.
you so much.
I know that for sure. I know you guys are professional and honest. I know that. How about changing the verification label to silver? Why? It's yellow.
Yeah. I think we'll get more flat, make it silver, and
you just moved to yellow.
From yellow. Yeah, it's not going to happen right now.
No, sorry, Peter, I'm against that. The fact that you finally moved to yellow was a big move. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy. That's why I send my stuff over there to get verified, because I want the yellow. Let's see. I did say I understand why they would have a similar label. Didn't he help decide the colors originally? I'm sure. I'm sure that he was a part. I'm sure they all talked about it. You know, it's funny though.
Sure. I mean, right. I mean, everything's fluid in business. Right. You find out that it's not working right, you change it.
I'm curious though. You know, they're both blue. Both labels are blue.
Well, right. When we started my competition, we had green, red, yellow, and blue. And green, red, yellow, and blue. And CBCS only has blue and yellow.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, maybe the way to make a move here is to change from the blue to something a little bit more, maybe a darker blue and with white lettering or something. I don't know, but it's so similar. The labels are the same color almost, the both companies. So I don't know. There's got to be.
Yeah, but I mean, people have been trained to look at blue as good.
Yeah, but that's the thing. And people also have been trained, Steve, 100% real here, that CGC is the best. That's the problem here.
Well, yeah, they had 15 years on us, but
that's what I'm saying. So maybe it's time to start training them the other way. We got to catch up here.
Maybe.
Yes, there is a light blue, so need a dark, richer blue. I like the richer blue sound. Let's see. Does peeling and redeeming the digital code affect the grade and value of a comic?
Absolutely.
Now, it just affects it. It's not complete, right?
Right. I mean, it doesn't. Peeling the digital code doesn't take a huge amount of it, but you get a 9.6 or a 9.8.
CGC is better than CBCS is better than CGC in every way that's important to comp grading. Why?
Okay. I believe we're better. I believe we're more consistent. I believe that our turn times are better. I believe we care more about the hobby. We do a lot of charity work with the Hero Initiative, and we care about the product. At the end of the day, we don't care just about the check and getting the books out the door.
You know what I was thinking? I don't know how expensive it would be, but first of all, your book, your slabs, the plastic that come with the sealable, you don't need to tape it. You can peel it off and seal the top on your on the plastic that surrounds the book. And I noticed you were doing some extra packing, extra protection. And the last time I saw like these little fillers in between every book. I thought that was interesting. But would it be cool? I don't know. It'd probably be more expensive if you did the Mylar. I know it's more expensive.
Well, Mylar is also tear easy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
when you're doing slabs with Mylars, it'll tear.
Tear the edge and the shipping.
Yeah.
Is CBCS look to add UV protection? That you do have UV protection on the slabs, don't you?
Minimal. The more UV protection you have, the darker the sap.
Okay.
You're best off just putting your books away and keeping them in a dark place, no matter what company you use.
At least with CBCS, you don't have to worry about hair or crumbs in the case.
Oh man, I mean, look, mistakes happen, you know, and when you're dealing with a lot of stuff, I mean, crumbs shouldn't be anywhere near comic books. I'm sorry, but a hair dropping into a case, people have hairs that fall out of their head all the time. I don't know. It shouldn't get out there, but mistakes happen, and every company, I don't care what company is on this planet, has made a mistake.
Europe is forgotten by the grading companies. We need to send to the US. Would be nice to have CBCS here.
Well, maybe we could do something in Europe the way we did in Canada with a drop-off center for people. But right now with COVID and everything, nothing's going to happen.
So we're back to the white square thing on the grades on the labels. And I get it. I think there's a way around it, because if you do that, then it's going to look identical. So I'm going to get a petition out there, guys. Don't you worry. Is it true your guys don't verify 2 signature comics with J. Scott Campbell and another person?
Maybe. My signature guy would know much more about that. I think we verify, we don't witness. There's a big difference.
Oh, so he's bound to them. He's got a contract with them, but you will verify the signature.
Absolutely.
Sounds like something like that. Is CBCS taking any significant market share from CGC?
Oh, we have been, sure. I'm taking customers. I have people who are loyal to CGC that are now with us completely.
I'm trying to look at some more comics. If a comic has been slabbed 10 or 15 years ago, do you have to slab it again to keep it best preserved?
Not with our case. CGC uses microchamber, and you have to change that out every 8 to 10 years. But we don't use chamber because we use PETG, and it lets the book off gas and breathe. So you don't need it. So you don't need to change the holder ever.
Well, that's a plus. I should maybe. Now I'm a little nervous about my books that I have. Rodney says he wants a sick verified label, which means he wants a economics and comics verified label from me. I do think you guys labeled a couple exclusives that I had, economics and comics, which was pretty cool. I don't remember which one it was. Yeah, the Nut House, they said that they're getting their prototypes in for those type of books, and Treasury size, I don't know about that. That's huge.
No, we're still doing raw grade only on Treasury.
Yeah,
I know modern, just like original art. Nobody wants to carry around these gigantic slabs.
Let's see. That is the reason for the looser inner well. CGC confirmed this for me on the phone. So yeah, it's loose now to avoid the. Well, that's what he's saying. CGC. That's not good, because I don't like, because you can shift it all the way, which can damage the book even if it's inside an inner plastic.
Absolutely, sure. Any type of movement can damage the book.
Now, of course, too tight is a problem too, but
absolutely.
Like you said,
Look,
you have it
tight too loose. It's all bad. You want it just right.
So, okay, I'm gonna read. Everyone is right. CBCS does need to improve their label. If I'm grading something for my PC, it needs to have the best presentation. And while CBCS has improved, it's not the best appearance. Well, I still think it's clear. I think it's cleaner than CGC. That's my personal view. I just think it's cleaner. It's just one thing, It's not a bunch of different things, but for each of his own. I think there's a solution.
Absolutely. Everybody has different tastes, which is fantastic.
I think there's a solution in the middle here somewhere, and I think we're gonna find it eventually. So,
I think so too.
Earthshaker said he's happy with your product again. Cool Comic Guy says, hi, just heard, is CBCS going to have a live summiting place at Con in Fort Myers this weekend?
I think we were going to be in Fort Myers, but I don't think we're going to have any kind of summit. Oh, we're going to have submitting place for them to submit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're going to be at the show, but I'm not sure. I'm not involved with that.
This is funny. Eddie says, Grader's notes, smells like shit.
Well, I don't think we'll ever put one of those in there, but
that would be great, though. That's right. The one thing one of the best things I like about your cases, on the back, the little picture thing, where you just put your phone over it. Yeah,
and you can get the greatest notes for free.
And it's free. And there's always something there.
You should never have to pay for graders notes. I mean, it's like, you and I have had this conversation. If I take my car into the mechanic and he says $600 to fix it, and I said, "What'd you do?" and he said, "Well, you got to pay more. Let me tell you what I did," I'd be angry.
Yeah.
And the graders notes are there. Why shouldn't they be free?
Now, this is a question that, okay, I'm going to ask it. What's the difference between a 9, 8, 9, 9, and 10?
Sorry, 9, 8, 9, 9, 10? Different defects. The smallest of defects, but different defects.
So let's say you have I've gotten a couple 9/9s from you. I've got two 10s. I really think it comes down to the quality of the printing. Like most books nowadays, you're not going to get a high grade 9/8's the best. But if you're getting like hardly thin, like I send in a bunch of like aftermarket Lady Death, stuff like that with the higher quality paper, a lot of times they're just so much better printed that they come out in a higher grade. So from a 9, 9, or 10, could it be as much as just a little staple just in the wrong position, or what's the deal on that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it could be like, the staple could be a little off, or the binding could be a little off, and even if the book is like a 10-0, it's just off. So you have to 9.
Man, that's so tough. I don't know.
Well, that's why it's tough to get them.
I almost feel like, I hate to say it, and I don't want to change the whole system. I don't think it'll ever change. But you know how BGS has 9, 9, 5, and then 10. There's nothing.
Sure. We give you the graders notes so you understand what's going on with the book already.
Yeah, but maybe there's so small increments between the 9, 8, 9, 9, and 10. It's just like the 9, 9, and 10. What's the difference in anyone's eye? They're not going to be able to see it. It's
not in the holder. No, not in the holder.
Again, they're asking about opening an office in the UK or Europe.
Okay. We'd love to have a drop-off center like we do in Canada, but we have to wait till the COVID-19 is finished.
When will the e-coupons be clickable?
I don't know. It's just my IT department.
The magazine slabs, they're coming, guys.
Yeah, hopefully it's summer.
I think some people are a little behind. What do you think about Mortal Kombat, Steve? Did you watch it?
Haven't watched it yet. I'm rewatching Game of Thrones on HBO right now, so I'll watch more Kombat.
Last Ronin, they're getting there. They're getting there, guys. It's getting close.
Yep.
Is there a live? So they keep asking the same questions, I think, unless I'm going over it. They're asking about the submissions at the Comic-Con this weekend. Yeah, you're doing submissions, I think, there, correct?
If we're set up, yeah. I don't know. I haven't been involved with that.
Another question about Canada again, exchange rates. Tell them about what you have going on in Canada real quick again.
Well, basically, we have a drop-off center, and this way we can get through customs easier and everything. And it makes it easier for people to drop off in Canada and worry about paying duty and everything. And it's worked out okay, except for the problem with the COVID-19, of course, and getting across the border. And it's worked out really well. People like it. So hopefully we'll try it in other places.
Do you offer pressing and cleaning at the Canadian location or just the American one?
Well, it comes through the Canadian location. It's a drop-off center.
For
Everything's done.
For pressing and cleaning.
I'm saying you can drop off Canadian Center for pressing and cleaning, but it's all done in-house in Dallas.
Okay. Someone asked, how does verifying signatures work? Does it include a COA? Does that help?
Well, no, the label is your COA. The book is sealed and sonically sealed in the holder, and it says who it was signed by, so your label is the COA. COAs can be switched. Label can't.
I think what they're saying is, does it help when they send in a COA?
Help, but I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Another question about Europe opening office. We covered that. What causes Newton rings, and how did Steve beat him? Or what causes Wayne Newton rings? I'm sorry.
I'd never beat Wayne Newton. Sorry.
How thick of a book can you encapsulate? Giant size?
Oh, bigger than that. Sure, we do some trades.
Are you planning on doing more marketing? It's unfortunate that I haven't really heard much about CBCS until now.
Yeah, we just have a firm, so we'll probably be doing a lot more marketing.
I think it's a good time.
Oh yeah.
You should do a thing. CBCS not hiring. That would be funny, even though you are.
Right.
It would be funny.
Yeah.
I think
we're hiring, but we're not raising prices.
Last Ronin again. Question about that. That's coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to catch up here. If we submit a book to multiple mail-in CBCS signing events, are we able to avoid having to pay for the verified program if we wanted the book to be slabbed? If it's witnessed, right?
Yeah, it's witnessed, and it goes through the CBCS program. It doesn't have to be verified.
But either way, what's the difference between the price and a witness and a verified? Aren't they about the same price?
No. Witness $5, verifies $25.
Okay. Oh, this is a Zen moment question here. What's more important, the case or the book?
The book.
That's a raw dogger right there. That's a good question, but I don't blame him. There's some things I don't grade. I don't know. It's just whatever. I like the CBCS logo on the label. That looks clean. Just spot emboss the grade.
Okay, well, that's what we're hearing, so maybe we'll do it.
Custom labels are a definite. CBCS needs to make more custom colors for slabs available, like HGA does for cards. That's the thing, though. We keep going over that. It's just like that. It's not about, for you guys, it's not about the shock value of the label. It's about the presentation and the conservation of the book. Absolutely. And I get that. I mean, even on your site, it says at the end, like, we're committed to the most. I mean, you're not talking about anything else about the commitment to the hobby and the book and the way it's graded. And, like, you're very passionate about that, and I get it. Again, I still think there needs to be a change where there's a difference somewhere in the label. That's just something we've got 3 years now. We keep coming back to it. But regardless, I still love it. I still love the cases and the option. The new typography on the new labels is surprising too. So much empty space on the bottom, and it sits so close to the top you can't unsee it. You know what's funny is when I did my comparable of the new slab with the CGC new slab, and I even compared your old slab to your new one. I absolutely love your new one. Like it's like it's floating. It's like it's floating. So even if there's space or whatever, for me it's a visually I mean, sounds ridiculous, but pleasurable to look at. So I don't know. I like the new case, but such empty space in the bottom, it sits too close to the top. You can't unsee it. So I'm not exactly
I'm not
sure.
following that 100%, but not
Great philosophy. Oh, I almost caught up and then it shot up. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Are you still there?
Hold on a second.
There you go.
I'm back. Should be back. No?
It'll pop on. There you go.
Sorry about that. My phone rang and I shut it off.
Man, I all of a sudden I lost so many questions in it. Let's see. Someone says, "How about a QR code that he can read the entire book?" That would be interesting. You could you could
tar.
Well, like the digital codes. They're like what the cost of a book, $3.99 or something. You could get an exclusive deal with whoever to have that QR digital code on the back of the slab too, so they could do that too and read the book that's encapsulated. That's interesting. I like that, but of course it'll cost you more.
Right, but on the vintage stuff, we'd have to take a picture of every page.
Yeah, no, I think they pretty much have everything, all the stories now. Let me see.
Oh, so you're not saying read their comic book. You're saying read a
digital copy of the book. A digital copy of the book.
That's kind of cool.
I like the idea of that. I really do. But that's probably something down the line.
I like it.
I sent an ASM 300 to CGC and they gave me a 9.4, but there are no grader notes. I called. No one could tell me why. That's one of my biggest problems too with them. Why did this get? Oh no, it's
that's my biggest problem. I think the graders notes need to be free and they need to be accessible.
Bad idea. Paper quality. Is Steve receiving more 9.9s? The bad ideas. Have you been seeing those bad idea comics come in? Paper quality.
Oh, I'm not sure. Sorry.
The ENIAC. Have you seen?
Yeah, my modern guy's probably seen it. I have not.
Oh man, they're so good. Should I have a modern book press? Well, it just depends, man. That's a presser question.
Yeah, everything depends on what's wrong with the book. And pressing will actually help it. You don't want to waste your money if pressing is not going to help it.
Yeah, we're talking about the labors, Joakim. I'm going to put together a petition. Don't worry. We'll figure it out. They want to work with us. We just have to figure out how. How would you grade a book that is missing a staple due to it not being stapled at the printer? So basically what he's saying is,
if it was printed without the staple, it just won't get a 9.9 or a 10, but it was just made that way.
So if you have one attached and one that isn't attached to the cover, but it never was punctured, it's a printing error, you could still get a 9.8?
Right.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Sure, it was made that way. So there's no holes, where the staple would be.
So would it be detached since it was never attached?
No, because the bottom staple's still there, right? They're talking about one staple not being attached.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. Are you? Well, I don't know. Steve, are you excited for the Amazon's Lord of the Rings Second Age show? I don't even know.
Oh wow! Yeah, I'll definitely watch that.
$465 million for the first season, most expensive season on TV ever created. Jesus.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch that. Sure, big Lord of the Rings fan.
Okay. I know I really appreciate you sticking with us here, Steve. There's so many questions I'm trying to do. What do you do if you have a slab that's labeled with the wrong notes? For me, that's an error.
Well, hopefully you send it back and we fix it. Yeah, that's an error. I mean, that'll be fixed.
I like errors.
I don't.
Well, if it's real rare, Any plans to open Dallas back up to pick up and drop off without an appointment?
You'll always need an appointment. There's too much value in here. You can't just walk in and say, "Hey, I want to come in." The doors are locked, so you have to have an appointment to make pickup or drop off. Makes sense.
How would you grade a Silver Age book that is near mint, other than a 3-hole punch that does not affect the art or story? Oh, the binder 3-hole.
Pretty low.
Pretty low.
No, I'd grade it pretty low.
Is your pre-screen grade factored into the final grade, meaning the grader keeps the grade in mind and doesn't look into it further?
No, we don't care what the pre-screen grade is. We grade the book as it is, and if it makes the pre-screen, it makes the pre-screen. If it doesn't make the pre-screen, it doesn't make it. The grade is the grade. It doesn't matter what people pick as a pre-screen.
Question: will CBCS capitalize after CGC's price increase announcement? I'm sure. Will CBCS proactively change or upgrade any of their grading methods, update their labels, making them aesthetically pleasing? We're kind of been talking about that for a while. But yeah, we're working on it. We'll figure it out.
But the thing is about, with, like I said, with CGC's price increase, like, we're just not going to raise prices during a pandemic. It's just not happening.
I'm sure you're going to have to eventually raise your prices, but not during the pandemic. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, every place raises prices. I went to look at a new car the other day, not new, but used, and it's been 10 years since I looked at a new car, and the prices are gone quite up. I mean, every business, I don't care if you're buying bread or milk, things go up. You can't stop that. But we're definitely going to try not to do it during the pandemic.
Do you encapsulate hardcover trades? Example, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Volume 1. Hardcover
if it fits
trade.
In the holder will do it.
Yes,
in the holder would do it.
Yes, they pre-screen 9.8. They pre-screen everything. That's the highest though, right? 9.8.
Not 9.9s and 10s.
Yeah, not 9 and 10. Any reason why you don't have a different color label for restored? Isn't your label different for restored?
No, it just says restored on it. People hate the purple label of death, as they called it. Everybody wanted a blue label for restored books, so we gave it to them.
With regards to verified signatures on a multi-signature book, is it $25 per signature?
It's $25 for the first, $15 for each one after.
Ooh, forget the white background for grade. I want to see a gold background for 9.8 and up. That'd be interesting. You could grade color like gold, or like platinum would be a 10. Let me see. I have some 8x10 Bruce Timm sketches. Can CBC authenticate and protect them? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, sure. As long as they fit in the holder. Sure.
8x10, that should work.
Original art holder. Yeah.
If I have a 5-year-old 8.5 CBCS slab and resubmit and have CBCS press it and regrade it, hope to get a bump, will CBS sometimes drop the grade like CGC does? Or will you honor the original grade first? I've heard that a lot.
Normally on the original grade, but if it's pressed, it should go up.
Yeah, I've heard some horror stories in regard to that.
Pressable defects.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's terrible.
Following up on my mail in, I sent a book to get signed during a CBCS event. They mailed the book back to me. Then I send the book to get signed again at CBCS event. Can I then get that book? He sent a book to get signed during a CBCS event. Then they mailed the book back. So he signed. You got to sign it at CBCS and you got it back. Then you send it again. I don't understand. My guess is if you send it for an event, you got it signed, you got it back. Then you send it for a different event, you're going to get it regraded and signed to get it back again. That's the only thing I can.
Yes. Yeah, that's basically what's going to happen.
About to make my very first submission after 30 years of collecting. I've been preached at CGC. I have an Avengers 8 I'm concerned about. I think I'm going to CBCS and let the market catch up. Well, enjoy the ride. It's fun. First ever.
Oh, very nice.
Sure. It wishes that you
I hope you have a
promoted.
great experience.
I wish they promoted verification signatures better. That's what he said. Oh, slabbed without having to pay for verified program.
Like I said, we just hired a PR firm, so we'll be promoting stuff quite a bit.
VHFM, I think you should send them an email with your question because it's a little confusing for me. Are you guys going to take your company public in the future?
Not, we have no plans whatsoever.
What's the turnaround time for a 2-day modern?
It takes about 4 days.
Can you grade manga books?
Some, if they're thin enough.
What if the pages are stuck together? I don't know what that means. Well, then you're stuck together. What is your view on Siamese pages for grading? I don't.
I've been dealing with Siamese pages. I don't view them as anything besides Siamese pages.
What does that mean?
Produced and manufactured.
Double print.
The 2 pages are stuck together. So, no, they're stuck together. They haven't been cut fully.
Oh. Not sure if you know, but if you send a raw book and pay for the pressing, and the raw book was already in nearly perfect condition, like 9.8, would they press it anyway, even if they didn't need it? Like a pre-screen 9.8 press.
Only if you send it in for pressing, if you send it in for a pre-screen, it'll only get pressed there. But if you send it in for pressing, they'll press it no matter what grade it is.
Okay.
My battery's go, so we're gonna have to close up the interview soon.
Okay. Well, then his battery's about to die. Look, you guys, I appreciate all the questions. I tried to answer as many as I could. I appreciate your time. I hope that you guys got the answers you need. You can always contact them through their site.
CBCScomics.com. Yep.
I would suggest following Steve on Instagram. I do, and it's awesome. Every day.
Oh, sure, yeah, under STEVE BOROCK.
Yeah, he puts like a super book to hit his desk every day or every couple days. He'll put, and it's like, wow, look at that, because they're all so beautiful. I love watching that.
Yeah, all the books that hit my grading desk. Sure, yeah, it's under STEVE BOROCK on Instagram. You
guys, to give him a shot, if you're thinking about making a move, there's no reason not to. You know, we've talked about every reason why. Go at least check out their site. Look at what their options are. Do some test run. They always do little discount things every once in a while. They'll be like a month for 10% off or different things. But they're going to keep doing what they're doing. And if you need to go back to watch the beginning, kind of a little breakdown, please do that. Steve, I want to say thanks again for your time. And, of course, love you, man. You're a great guy, and I appreciate it.
Oh, man. Love you too, brother. And thank you for everything, man. You're the best.
You got it. And thank you for, being you. You brought this. Not everyone wanted grading, but you're the one that kind of brought it into the world. And you're one of my guys. You're on my little pedestal of dudes. Or what do you call it?
Nobody's special, man. Just
you're my Mount Rushmore. You're in my Mount Rushmore of comics. So look forward to having a steak with you soon, buddy.
I appreciate that, brother.
Okay. Well, we'll see you guys later.
I just want to say thank you for having me on, man. Yep. And I want to thank your audience for having me. It's a big honor to have you on. Thank you.
We'll see you in a year again.
You bet.
All right. Bye.
Be good. Bye.